Namaskar, sir.
Hello, good evening. Who is there?
Good evening, Bakshi, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
Sir, shall we start?
Please. I think
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. A very good evening to everyone. I welcome you all on behalf of GAD-MMTTC to this NEP Orientation and Sensitization Program from 21st July to 30th July 2026. This is our 60th batch. This program is being organized under Ministry of Education, Government of India and UGC. Formally, this center is known as GAD-TLC. This particular batch is being organized in collaboration with two esteemed institutions, Reva University, Bangalore, and Nehru Arts and Science College, Kerala. This center is located as SDGB Khalsa College, University of Delhi. For the successful completion of this program, we seek blessings of Guru Angad Dev Ji, the second of the 10th Sikh Gurus. I would also like to acknowledge the support of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi Ji, and also we want to remember Bharat Ratna Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya Ji. I once again welcome you all to this program. I welcome all the administrators, teachers, research scholars, and others from all over India. We have with us our eminent persons from our collaborating institutions. I welcome Dr. Sanjay R. Chitnis, Sir, Vice Chancellor, Reva University, and also Professor Murli KV. Sorry. I also welcome Professor Dr. Murli KV, Sir, former Principal, Nehru Arts and Science College, Kerala. In the core team of GAD-MMTTC, we have with us Padam Bhushan Sardar Tarlochan Singh Sir, Chairman, Governing Body, SGTB Khalsa College, Delhi University, Professor Ved Prakash Sir, former Chairman, UGC, and Professor Dr. A.K. Bakshi Sir, Founder VC, PDM University, Bahadurgarh, former VC, Allahabad, former Executive Director, Tertiary Education Commission, Mauritius. The executive heads are Professor Gurmohinder Singh Sir, Principal, SGTB Khalsa College, Delhi University, and Professor Vimal Rao Ma'am, Director, UGC-MMTTC, Professor, Department of Chemistry, SGTB Khalsa College, Delhi University, Member Expert Committee, MMTT Program, UGC. In our organizing team, we have Professor Sarita Pasi, Zakir Hussain Delhi College, DU. Myself, Dr. Shruti Gupta, Zakir Hussain Delhi College, Delhi University. Dr. Sagar, BS, Reva University, Bangalore. Dr. Nikhil Rangaswamy, Reva University, Bangalore. Dr. Shaini O. Nehru Arts and Science College, Kerala. Dr. Salini N.G., Nehru Arts and Science College, Kerala. Now we start our program for today. For session 1, we have with us our distinguished and eminent academicians, Professor Dr. A.K. Bakshi, Sir. He will speak on higher education and society. I welcome you, sir, on this program. Sir is founder, VC, PDM University, Bahadurgarh, former Vice Chancellor, UPRTOU, Allahabad, former Executive Director, Tertiary Education Commission, Mauritius. Dr. A.K. Bakshi, Sir, is a distinguished name in Indian education and scientific research, known for his exceptional visionary leadership, transformative contributions to academia, a double gold medalist, and a record-setting scholar from the University of Delhi. He earned his PhD in chemistry with high distinction, paving the way for a career marked by academic brilliance and pioneering institutional leadership. Over the decades, Professor Bakshi has held several prestigious academic and administrative positions in India and internationally. He served as a founding Vice Chancellor of PDM University, Bahadurgarh, Haryana, where he played a foundational role in building a dynamic, research-driven institution. He was also appointed through global selection as Executive Director of Tertiary Education Commission, Mauritius, a role equivalent to UGC chairman in India. Earlier, he served as Vice Chancellor of UP Rajrishi Tandon Open University, Allahabad. At University of Delhi, his legacy is equally impactful. He has served as Sir Shankar Lal Chair Professor of Chemistry, Head of the Department of Chemistry, Director of the Center for Professional Development in Higher Education, and Director of the Institute of Lifelong Learning. Additionally, he was a visiting professor at Guru Gobind Singh Independent University, Delhi. Professor Bakshi Sir is currently mentor to UGC-MMTTC at SGTB Khalsa College, University of Delhi. He has earlier chaired the Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center and was a key member of the Standing Committee of the National Mission on Education through ICT. As chairman of the Content Advisory Committee for Chemistry for Saksat Portal, he has played a vital role in promoting digital learning nationwide. Internationally, Professor Bakshi Sir pursued postdoctoral research in Germany and Japan, including under Nobel laureate Professor Kenichi Fukui. He is also served as a visiting scientist at TIFR Mumbai and IICSC Bangalore. Notably, he was a member of India's third scientific expedition to Antarctica, which led to the establishment of the Dakshin Gangotri Research Base. An early proponent of e-learning, Professor Bakshi Sir has authored over 200 research publications, 11 books, 51 edited volumes, and 63 e-learning modules for national platforms such as Swayam and Arpit, transforming digital education and faculty development across India. His accolades include HEE Award, Acharya Shikshavid Saman, World Education Award, IDA Award, Bharat Jyoti Award, and fellowships from IUPAC, FNA, SC, and the Chemical Research Society of India. Twice felicitated by former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam and later by Minister Smriti Jubrat Irani, he remains one of India's most respected and sought-after academic thought leaders. With nearly 500 invited talks in just 4 years, Professor Bakshi continued to inspire through his profound commitment to excellence in science and sorry, just a second. Sorry, just a second.
So I think it's all right, huh? We can start.
It's hanging.
No. You can stop sharing so that we can start.
Yes, sir. Just a second. With these words, I request sir to please start the session.
Thank you very much, Professor Shruti Gupta, for your very kind words of introduction. And good evening, all the participants. And I know there are many other dignitaries also present on this occasion. I heartily welcome all of you. Today we are beginning a very important program, that is National Education Policy Orientation and Sensitization Program. This program is mandatory for all higher education teachers, irrespective of your level. The basic purpose of this program is to tell you about the new education policy 2020, then orient you about it as to what are the new reforms which are being introduced. And then comes sensitization as to why those reforms are being introduced. So that's broadly speaking the purpose of this program. This program, as you know, it will be spread over 8 working days. And on each day, you will have 2 sessions, starting from 5 p.m. till 8:15. So I'm very sure that it is going to be a very useful program for all of you. Please attend this program well in time because it starts at 5 o'clock. You all should be present. And it's a pleasure for me to deliver this inaugural address of this program. But before I start my lecture, a small request to all of you. Please keep your videos on. This is mandatory under the guidelines of UGC that all the participants should attend this program with their videos on. So this is something we won't be saying again and again because your attendance may be on the basis of our shorts, video shorts, which our team keeps on taking. So please do that. And even otherwise also, you will all agree that it looks little unprofessional that if the resource person is speaking with his videos on and you are keeping your videos off. That looks little odd. So a small request, and I am very sure you are all teachers, we don't have to repeat all that. So please keep your videos on. And now before I start my talk, let me share my screen. So this is the title of my talk, Empowering Teachers for 21st Century Challenges in Higher Education, Perspectives from NEP 2020. So this introductory talk will focus on all the major challenges which you are going to face in the context of higher education in the 21st century. And as it's written here, challenges are the opportunities in disguise. So each challenge is an opportunity for you. You have to make best use of that. So this talk is actually going to be a motivational talk based on NEP 2020 with an aim to empower you so that you can succeed and thrive in the 21st century. And believe you me, it's going to be a game changer for each one of you. Just try to listen to the talk, try to understand what is being said, and then accordingly follow that. This talk is based on my conceptualization and experience and will prepare you for facing the challenges in your profession and even in your personal lives. The thinking behind the talk is, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. So this talk will be like teaching you how to fish. So it has to be viewed from that perspective. This talk will be in 2 parts. First will be an introduction, where I will touch upon the salient features of NEP 2020. And second part will focus on the challenges. So when we talk about National Education Policy 2020, a question may come to your mind as to what is the spirit behind this education policy. See, it is an education policy. And please remember, education is relevant and of quality only when it is able to serve the needs of the changing society. Otherwise, education has no sense. And these needs of the society have been changing. Our first education policy came in 1968. Second came in 1986. And now it is the first education policy of the 21st century, which came in 2020. And during all these times, the needs of the society have changed. And you will all agree that 21st century world is changing very fast, mainly because of technological advancements. Therefore, this policy proposes various reforms in education which are suited to 21st century needs. So this has to be viewed from this perspective. We are going to talk about various reforms which are going to be very useful in the 21st century. If you go through the document of NEP 2020, it's a visionary document which expresses the aspirations of the nation, and this aims at making India a global knowledge superpower. So this policy aims India to be a global knowledge superpower. Knowledge superpower means not only superpower in terms of knowledge dissemination, that is teaching learning, but also in terms of knowledge creation, which is research. So we have to become superpower both in teaching learning as well as research. Why this point is mentioned? Because generally research is neglected in our country. But then we have to pay adequate attention to that. And second is global study destination. Our higher educational institutions should become so good that learners from all over the world come to India for their higher studies. That is the second goal. And here, I would like to mention one thing. You will all agree that research creates new knowledge, while teaching spreads existing knowledge. No doubt both are important, but creating new knowledge is more important. So this is something you have to keep it in mind. And then teaching is, like lightening the lamp, while research is like building the road ahead. So where would you light the lamp if there is no road? So that way, research is going to be very, very important. And then, this policy talks of making India a vibrant knowledge society. What is the meaning of vibrant knowledge society? It's actually a dynamic community where knowledge is actively created. That means you do good quality research. Then that is shared, then utilized to drive innovation, economic growth, and social well-being. See, everything revolves around research, whether it is innovation, whether it is economic growth, or whether it is social well-being. So there is a lot of focus on research and innovation, research and development. And then this policy talks about creating an apex body, that is NRF, National Research Foundation. This is going to be the body which will be funding the various research projects. So tomorrow, if you have to apply for funding, you will have to apply to NRF. And generally, those projects are going to be funded where the research is globally competent but locally relevant. This is very important. You should not do research just for the sake of doing research. It has to be locally relevant research and globally competent. Then, this policy proposes to achieve its goals by making education more holistic, flexible, and multidisciplinary. These three words are very important. Holistic means what? We need to focus on the overall development of our learners. Because, wherever you present yourself as a whole. Physical, mental, social, emotional, moral, all round development. Then flexibility is another feature. This policy has introduced multiple entry and exit options. If you exit after first year in undergraduate, you will get certificate, after second year diploma, and then degree, and then fourth year is degree with research. And then it talks about academic bank of credits, where your credits are deposited when you leave, and when you come back, you can use them. So that is the meaning of flexibility. And then multidisciplinary. This we will talk little later. This was my article in Times of India's Education Times on academic bank of credits, where it talks about an opportunity to design your own degree. You can take any combination of subjects, and then you can design your own degree. This is the meaning of holistic: physical development, emotional, mental, social, overall development. And how it will achieve this? This policy aims at achieving holistic development by integrating academics with co-curricular and vocational subjects. See, academic subjects, co-curricular subjects, and vocational subjects all will be treated at par. You can take any one of them. Earlier, vocational subjects were looked down upon, not now. All will be treated at the same level. And then, this policy has 5 pillars. These are the 5 pillars of NEP 2020. One is access. We have to work on enhancing the access to higher education in the country. Currently, gross enrollment ratio in the country is about 29-30%. The target which has been set is 50% by 2035. So that is one big goal. Second is quality has to be enhanced. Then education should be imparted with equity. That means social justice. Then education should be affordable. And there should be accountability in education. These are the 5 pillars of NEP 2020. This is the meaning of equity. On the right, you can see you have to be fair, social justice, not like equality. And why I am talking about empowering teachers? Please remember, the quality of an education system can never exceed the quality of its teachers. So if you want to raise the quality of an education system, you must raise the competence level of the teachers. Teachers must become more competent, because without that, it will not be possible. That is why, this policy talks about regular capacity building and upskilling of teachers. This program is also like that. It's capacity building program. And once you are empowered, you in turn will empower your students. So everything we are doing is ultimately to support student learning. Because, for us, students are most important. They are our greatest natural resource. India is one of the youngest nations of the world. 50% population less than 25 years. 65% population less than 35 years. So this demographic dividend which India enjoys, we have to reap it. We need to ready these young people for future, and to a great extent, responsibility rests with you, the teachers. So try to understand your responsibility. And please remember, students may be 25% of our population, but then they are 100% of our future. We have to ensure that we give them the right type of education. See, you may be taking your classes regularly. You may be finishing your syllabus. But one question remains, and that is, are you giving them the right type of education or not? Because if not, then you are miseducating the students. And please remember, a child miseducated is a child lost. We cannot afford to lose even a single child. So this point you have to keep it in mind. What is that right type of education? We will talk little later, but that is very, very important. So this was my part A, where I just touched upon the salient features of NEP 2020. Now I come to the main part, and that is the challenges in the 21st century. This is going to be very important for all of you. See, the first challenge, in my opinion, comes from the present information age. We are living in an information age where you can get any information just by the click of a button. But this information age has become the age of uncertainty with respect to jobs. Job landscape is changing very, very fast. There is a future of jobs report published by the World Economic Forum, based on which you can say you are not sure where your students will be employed tomorrow. Those jobs may not be existing today even. So there is so much uncertainty. Then this has also become an age of mass education. This is an age where more students over the next 30 years will graduate than since the beginning of the recorded history. Because all colleges and universities will try to enhance the gross enrollment ratio. So more and more students will come out of colleges and universities. But traditional jobs are becoming less. Takers would be many. So that will create a tough competition. And the third is, this is also an age of artificial intelligence. This is an age where artificial intelligence will equal the intelligence of the students by the time they finish their formal education. So what does it mean? See, now the question will be, if I can have machines with the same intelligence as you, then why do I need you? So that's a problem. And all those jobs which are of repetitive or predictable nature, which require no critical thinking, no critical analysis, no research base, no specialization, all those jobs are going to be in danger, either because of artificial intelligence, automation, or robotics. Look at the picture. Humans working with robots. That's going to be a very common scenario in future. So, and one more thing you should remember, that this information age is also becoming an age of misinformation and disinformation, which has become a global danger. Misinformation and disinformation both give wrong information. Only the difference is in the intention. One is by chance and other is deliberately. So, you may ask the question how this becomes a challenge for the teacher. You may ask this question. The challenge for the teacher is now going to be this. What should a teacher teach and how should a teacher teach? what to teach and how to teach, so that our children are successful in a future which looks so uncertain. That's the challenge. So this is going to be a very big challenge in the 21st century. Second challenge comes from sustainable development goals. You all know that sustainable development is the burning issue in the world at present. What is the meaning of sustainable development? Sustainable means something which can be maintained for a long period of time, especially keeping in view the future generations. And development is always economic development. But now the question is why we are so much worried about sustainable development? Why? We are worried because of these reasons. Population is exploding very, very fast. Currently, we have 8 billion people in the world. By 2050, there will be 9.7 billion. So this population explosion will lead to fast depletion of resources. Food, minerals, other natural resources may be in short supply. Water scarcity is going to become a big problem. Environmental degradation, you all know how our environment is getting degraded. Then climate change, rising sea level, increase in atmospheric temperature, all these are happening. So education needs to address to these challenges if we want to create a sustainable future. That is the reason why United Nations in 2015 gave 17 sustainable development goals for achieving them by 2030. But United Nations never gave any roadmap. Why? Because no roadmap can actually be given. Because world is full of diversity. Nature of the problem varies from region to region. The solution which may be applicable in one part of the world may not be applicable elsewhere. And all these 17 goals form part of this agreement, United Nations Agenda 2030, to which 193 countries, including India, are signatory. And these are the 17 goals. You can see on the right side. See, what is the first goal? No poverty. That means there should be no poverty in the world. Second is zero hunger. Third is good health and well-being. Fourth is quality education. Fifth is gender equality. And sixth is clean water and sanitation and then energy, etc. All are really real world problems. And these are all, each of these goals is a real world problem. Each problem is very complex and it requires knowledge of several different disciplines for their solution. No problem can be solved just with the knowledge of one discipline. For example, climate change. You need knowledge of climatology, you need knowledge of political science, economics, green technology, sociology. That is the reason why multidisciplinary education is becoming more and more popular. Because it will help you in solving the real world problems. Multidisciplinary education will allow students to gain a deeper understanding of the subject matter through the lens of different disciplines. That means you look at one problem through the lens of different disciplines. That's the basic thinking of multidisciplinary education. And it is believed it will make students more creative and flexible in thinking. See, on paper, it looks very impressive. But in reality, it's very difficult to implement it. There are many challenges in implementing multidisciplinary education. This was my article which came on the role of basic sciences in achieving sustainable development. Because, Year 2022 was declared as the International Year of Basic Sciences for Sustainable Development. How science can help you in achieving sustainable development. How scientific research can help you. This is my book which has recently come, Energy for Sustainable Future. This is published by National Book Trust of India. So now the third challenge is 21st century learning needs. See, you may ask a question, what should students learn in the 21st century? On what should we focus on in the 21st century? What are the learning needs? See, it's now widely believed that if you want to succeed in the 21st century, you need at least these two things. One is rigorous academic content. You have to be very good in your subject. Very good. And second is 21st century skills. 21st century skills are a set of abilities which each one of us should have. And these two will lead to deeper learning. See, this slide is very important. These are the 21st century skills. They come under three categories: learning skills, where you have critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication, 4 C's. Literacy skills, information literacy, media literacy, technology literacy, IMT, and then life skills, flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity, and social skills. So, taken together, these are 12 skills which are called 21st century skills. They are personal skills. You cannot have machines with these skills. Artificial intelligence cannot replicate them. But if you have these skills, they will elevate your job performance. You may be in any job. These skills will be a big asset to you. So these skills are very important in the 21st century. And therefore, this is the most important slide. Please note it down. This is the quality education in the 21st century. This is what quality education will constitute in the 21st century. First is knowledge. What type of knowledge? Disciplinary, interdisciplinary, and practical knowledge. All the three. Then 21st century skills, which I just mentioned. Then domain-specific skill. Some skills specific to your discipline. Chemistry, physics, like that. You have some skills. And then your personality, values, attitude, traits, disposition. All are required in quality education. Quality education should focus on all the three: knowledge, skills, and personality traits. And these three will determine your competence for any profession. Tomorrow you may go in any profession. In any profession, your competence will be determined by these three things: knowledge, skills, and personality traits. Nature of knowledge may vary, but otherwise all the three things are important. Even an IAS officer, he will need knowledge, maybe of a different type. Then skills and personality traits, all are important. That is why, so many universities are introducing skill enhancement courses to strengthen the skill part, and then value-added courses to improve the values or the personality traits of the individual. So this is the most important slide for all of you. You must focus on all the three things. Gone are the times when we used to focus only on knowledge. No, all the three things are important. Because in today's world, success demands not just knowledge, but also 21st century skills and strong personality traits, which will enable you to innovate and navigate a rapidly changing technology-driven world. So they are must for you. And then, Interdisciplinarity also I mentioned. Please remember, no real world problem can be solved just with the knowledge of one discipline. No. So interdisciplinarity is important. Innovation in today's world is no longer confined to single disciplines. It thrives at the intersection of diverse fields. When two or more fields come together, new solutions emerge, which were once considered unimaginable. So this is a very important point. So ladies and gentlemen, acquiring competence should be the goal of quality education. And this is the summary of what I said. Quality education need to focus on all the three things: knowledge, skills, and personality. And they will determine your competence. These days, people also talk about learning outcomes. Learning outcomes are also the mixture of these three: knowledge, skills, and personality. We sometimes talk about competency-based assessment. Competency-based assessment is also the assessment which tests all the three components: knowledge, skills, and personality. So don't miseducate your students. If you're not, you have to focus on all the three. The fourth challenge, in my opinion, is that we need creative and innovative minds in India. See, there is a crisis of innovation and creativity in Indian education system. Have you ever thought no Indian scientist working in India has been able to get Nobel Prize after 1930? When C.V. Raman, got the Nobel Prize for the discovery of Raman effect. And he announced this discovery on 28th February. That is why this is celebrated as National Science Day. Nobody has ever got it in chemistry. These people did get Nobel Prizes, but they were non-resident Indians. Even Amartya Sen, although he is an Indian, but for years he has been working abroad. Abhijit Banerjee is an American citizen. So just see, during the last 96 years, we have not been able to produce even a single Nobel laureate working in India. So why? And look at these universities, how many Nobel laureates they have produced. Harvard has produced more than 160, Cambridge more than 124, Columbia 101, and so on. Something wrong somewhere. And please remember, Nobel Prize is not a lifetime achievement award. No. If you want to excel in research at that level, you need at least these three basic things besides others. You need to be having enormous amount of creativity and open-mindedness. This is generally missing in our students. Willingness to collaborate. We look at every other person as a competitor, then it becomes difficult to collaborate. And then perseverance and resilience. We want sometimes immediate gains. We don't have that much patience. And I remember a Nobel laureate in chemistry getting Nobel Prize at the age of 97 years. So that is the reason, why our ranking is also not that good. This is one reason. This is the reason why we have poor quality of our research program. Sometimes, best students don't come to research in our country. In sciences, at least, best of the science students are going to civil services, IAS, etc. And look at this. 99% of the higher educational institutions in our country are not contributing to the country's high quality knowledge creation. They are all doing routine research, promotion driven research. If tomorrow promotion is de-linked from research, nobody will do research here. Emphasis is more on quantity rather than quality. So why do we lack in quality research? Have you ever thought? It is because of our education system. And there is a fundamental flaw in our education system. What is that? Just watch this video for a minute.
For decades, people have been finding hundreds of flaws in the education system. No conceptual understanding, no creativity, children are stressed, and the list goes on. All these are symptoms. But what is the root cause to all this? What is the fundamental flaw in the education system? Let us play a rapid-fire game. You have 1 second to answer every question. Let's start. First question. A4? Okay, no more questions. Did you think apple first? 98% of people are most likely to think so. Because that was what we were told in our kindergarten. Imagine that this was done differently. Say we had asked you for all the words starting with A. Ant, ace, April, apt. Different answers would have popped out of everyone's head. Do you see where the problem is? Before children start going to school, every child is unique. Every child thinks different. But the education system makes every child think the same. This is the fundamental flaw in the education system. Why did this start? During the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century, the education system was designed to make children ready to work in factories. The factories did not require people to think, but to only work like robots. So, the education system stripped children of their freedom to think and destroyed their true potential. The same education system continues even today. Only the industries have changed. A study by NASA shows that 98% of children think different before they start going to school. As they go through this education system, at 25 years of age, only 2% think different, and 98% think the same. So how does the education system make every child the same? Let's go back to the apple example. Kindergarten lessons told us that A is for apple. We asked you for words that start with A. Our education system gave us the answers. We asked you a question. Answers make you the same. Questions make you different. Right from kindergarten, the education system keeps giving answers. Instead of asking children how plants make food, the science teacher gives you the definition of photosynthesis. Instead of asking them to describe the sun, the teacher tells them that the sun is a ball of fire at the center of the solar system. Through their years in school, children lose the capability to think on their own. Whether it is their choice of career or their relationship or any situation in life, they become.
So you see how our education system gives answers to the various questions and then directly or indirectly asks the same thing in examination. Is that the purpose of education? So our education system is outdated. It does not encourage thinking, innovation, and creativity among students. And please remember, without creativity, there can be no progress. Because then we will be repeating the same thing. So this is a challenge for us. Creativity crisis in Indian education system. This was my article on crisis of innovation and creativity. This is in Education Times of the Times of India, the creativity crisis in the Indian education system. And very recently, I think a few months back, I wrote this article for Times of India. India should go for a two-track faculty system to transform higher education. See, what it means is, India should go for two-track faculty in universities and colleges. When you make appointments in colleges or universities, teachers should be appointed either for doing teaching or for doing research. Not for both the things, because both are full-time jobs and nobody can do very well in both of them. The result is average performance. This is one thing. In any department, you can have 60% teaching focused faculty. They will focus on high quality teaching, mentoring, curriculum development, assessment, etc. 40% teachers you can have in each department focusing on research. They will be publishing, getting grants, guiding PhD, etc. So each will have their own roles. Even their promotions and assessment will be based on their specialized role. This happens in many countries. Why cannot India think on these lines? The strengths of this idea are you will be better utilizing your talent. The teaching quality will also improve and research output will also get strengthened. I think the time has come when India should think of implementing it. The next challenge is, imparting quality education in India. Earlier, I told you what is quality education in India. But now the question is how to impart quality education. Because that is the most important thing, how you impart. This is quality education. This I have shown you earlier. But how to impart it? Three things are important in any education. What do we teach? That is curriculum. How do we teach? That is pedagogy. And then how do we assess our students' assessment? All the three things are important. Generally, in our country, we have this approach, syllabus-based education. Look at this, left side. There is a syllabus, there is a curriculum. Teachers are supposed to finish it. Generally, the method they follow is teacher-centric pedagogy and then exam. But now, the concept which is gaining importance is outcome-based education. And the pedagogy which is now going to be popular, which new education policy also says, is learner-centric pedagogy. We will have to shift from syllabus-based education to outcome-based education. And the pedagogy must also change. So look at this. See, this slide will explain you everything. In the middle is the quality education, which I told you earlier. On the left is syllabus-based education. You have the curriculum, teachers are teaching it, teacher-centric pedagogy, they finish knowledge, skills, and personality. That is the syllabus-based education. From the right side is outcome-based education. Outcomes are what? Outcomes are also the mixture of these three, knowledge, skills, and personality. So here approach is different, here approach is different. See, in teacher-centric pedagogy, focus is on teaching. Oh, I have finished my syllabus. I have completed my course. But in outcome-based education, how you teach is not important. Ultimately, what will be important is whether the outcomes have been achieved in the students or not. So this is now the new idea which is now coming. Because in syllabus-based education, in our country, focus is mainly on well-filled mind. We keep on filling the minds of young people with more and more knowledge. But what we actually need is well-formed mind. The mind which is formed out of thinking, innovation, and creativity. Please remember, era of rote learning is over. That time has gone. Real education is that which transforms the learners. Transform the learner means big change. Just as a seed gets transformed to plant and plant gets transformed to tree, like that there should be transformation in our students. So this outcome-based education is going to be the new scenario now. Here also you will have curriculum, you have pedagogy, you will have assessment, but everything is planned in such a way so that you are able to achieve the outcomes in the students. Outcomes means what students can do, skills. Outcomes are skills. But please remember, the philosophy of outcome-based education is very sound, but difficulty lies in its implementation. Teachers need to be trained. Without training of the teachers, you cannot be successful in this outcome-based education. But this is the new world. And in this learner-centric pedagogy, roles of the learners will change. See, in teacher-centric pedagogy, they are just listening to the teacher, taking down the notes. They are just passive learners. But now they will become active, highly independent, and creative thinkers. Because learner-centric pedagogy means you are engaging the learners. Everything will be done by the learners. Look at these universities, Harvard, Stanford, Wharton. They are all following this pattern, learner-centric education. Problem-based learning, project-based learning, collaborative learning, all that. In our country, we still focus more on lecture-based learning. Please remember, if you teach today's student as you taught yesterday's, you are going to rob them of tomorrow. You will have to change. This is a new challenge for all of you. And even assessment will also change now. Assessment drives learning. The way you will assess your student, they will start learning in that way. So it can be a good way to enhance the quality of education in the country. Assessment should focus on higher order thinking skills, quality questions. अगर आप आजकल टीवी देखते हैं तो आजकल अमिताभ बच्चन का आता है ना वो कि कौन बनेगा करोड़पति भी अब बदल रहा है, आपको सोचना पड़ेगा. थिंकिंग क्या है? पहले तो होता था कि रिप्रोड्यूस कर दो, रिकॉल करके आंसर दे दो, अब सोचना पड़ेगा. Our assessment should focus on higher order thinking skill. देखो ना, ये देखिए, learning is a 6-level hierarchy. It starts from lower, remember, then understand, then apply, analyze, evaluate, and creative. We should go from lower order thinking skills to higher order thinking skills. So we will have to change our assessment. We should set such questions which test higher order thinking skills. We need to have such questions which discourage rote learning, which test conceptual clarity, which encourage thinking, innovation, and creativity, which deal with real life situations, which enhance problem solving and analytical abilities. Now, setting such question is a big challenge. Even in MCQs, you should have such questions. So, the next challenge is all of you will have to embrace technology and become tech savvy. This is another challenge. Because it is difficult to imagine education without technology in the 21st century. And technology has totally changed the way education is imparted now. Everything has changed. So all of you must become tech savvy. It's no longer optional, it is essential. If you want to provide high quality education, you want to meet the needs of the modern students and prepare them for a technology driven world, you all will have to become tech savvy. Irrespective of your age, even if you are having 5 years or 10 years before your retirement, you should still become tech savvy for the sake of students. Otherwise, it will be difficult to work. But please remember one thing for all of you, technology is to be taken only as a tool. You should not let it become your master. It should remain your puppet. Your ingenuity blended with technology can do wonders. Your creativity, your vision, your problem-solving ability is very important. All this can unlock the potential of technology. Most important is your creativity, your vision, your ability. And we should discourage our students from the excessive use of technology. Because, it has impacted their creativity. They have stopped thinking. For every small thing, they use technology. But technology is a journey. Now, artificial intelligence is coming in a very big way. It is redefining education in the world. Artificial intelligence is actually revolutionizing the way we teach, learn, and research. So you see, this is also a challenge. All the challenges which I told you, if you remember them, each one of them gives you an opportunity to come up in your own profession. But please remember, technology will never replace great teachers. Technology in the hands of great teachers is transformational. You first become a great teacher because you are a teacher first. You should have the mastery over your subject and then become tech savvy. That combination can do wonders. This was my interview in Times of India. Technology won't replace teachers. It is like going to be a teaching partner now. It's like that. And then, one more role which I want to highlight is that your roles are also going to change now. New roles of the teachers. Because the roles of the teachers are going to change significantly in the 21st century. You will have to become tech-savvy teachers, as I said, in ICT skills, 21st century skills, etc. If your students are enrolled in e-learning and MOOCs, and if they have some queries, who will answer? You only. You must learn how to manage virtual classroom, how to manage discussion forum, learner-centric pedagogy, all that you should understand. These are the new roles. You should be proficient in the development of e-content and MOOCs. So many MOOCs have been developed. On SWAYAM platform, you have more than 3,000 MOOCs. Who has developed them? Teachers only. Why not you? So this is going to be the new role, digital content creator in future. All of you should become. So ladies and gentlemen, what I want to say is, there was a time when teacher was considered to be the only source of knowledge. Not now. Now there are multiple sources of knowledge. So your role is now like a facilitator of learning. Students will learn, you will help them, you will mentor them, you will guide them. Because so many sources of knowledge are available. So I would say a change of mindset is now required in all of you. 21st century teachers, a change of mindset is the need. Don't think that what I know is enough. No, I must learn more. Lifelong learning should be your aim. Look at the quote. Birds born in a cage think flying is an illness. Change your mindset. So all these aspects are very, very important. And now I come to the last part, where I will just touch upon an important point which generally remains untouched in our higher education. Personality development tips. They are must. I showed you this slide. Knowledge, skills, now we understand. Personality is sometimes the most neglected part. But you need all the three for enhancing your competence. By personality, I mean a set of traits and behaviors that characterize an individual. Personality doesn't mean your physical appearance or doesn't mean your looks. No, don't take it like that. And personality is important. Look at this slide. 87% of all people fail, not because of capability, but because of personality. 87% people fail. And the worst part is, most of the time people don't know that their own personality is coming in the way of their job performance. That's the worst part. Because, personality traits provide the underlying resilience and drive needed to leverage knowledge and skills. You may be knowledgeable, you may be very much skilled, but if you don't have the right personality traits, you will be struggling. So, you will all agree that personality influences almost every aspect of human life. Therefore, I'm going to give you some personality development tips in the form of life lessons. They can be a game changer for you. I wish when I joined teaching profession, nobody told us all these things, And now tell me, I just want to tell you, I am now writing the NCERT national level books. There I am introducing all these quality, knowledge, skills, and personality traits. All are important. They should be nurtured in our students from childhood. Because if you even get these traits at this age, still it is okay, but it is late. But anyway, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. So what is the first tip? Before I go to that, look at this picture, grand old lady telling little girl, life looks like an eternity, but actually it is just a short trip. You never know when the trip will be over. So learn the art of living. It's very unfortunate that the most of the people in this world only exist. Living has become rare. And art of living means capability to draw pleasure from life and to succeed in the greatest test called life. Life itself is a great test. You have to be successful in that. So what are the tips? Before I go to that, remember this, you only live once. But if you do it right, one is enough. So first tip is be proactive in life. Very important point. Everyone chooses how to approach life. If you are proactive, you will focus on preparing. If you are reactive, you will end up focusing on repairing. The choice is yours. Proactive people are able to take initiative, they are able to make choices, and hence they are able to control outcomes. Be proactive in life. Very important point. Number 2, come out of your comfort zone. I know many young teachers. They are living in a comfort zone. Oh, I am getting good salary. My husband or wife getting good salary. Children are well set. So that's a comfort zone. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Please remember it. It's only after you have stepped out of your comfort zone that you begin to change, grow, and transform. So come out of your comfort zone and then work hard sensibly. I know you all must be very hardworking, but sensible is important. Sensible means direction is more important than speed. Choose your direction very carefully. Of course, you are free to choose any direction. Nobody can stop you. But then you will not be free from the consequences of your choice. So please choose your direction very, very carefully. You will never get life again. And then whatsoever you choose, try to excel in that. Excellence should be your key word. To be good is no longer enough in today's world. Nobody bothers. You have to excel. Look at the quote. A penguin can never be a giraffe, so try to be the best penguin you can be. Just think about that. Resilient. In your pursuit of your goal, there may be setback, there may be failures. Don't become despondent. Keep moving. Resilience. Bounce back. To young children in many countries, they teach, do one thing every day that scares you. That's how they build confidence. Yes. Self-belief is another. Look at the quote. A bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking because her trust is not in the branch but in her own wings. You should have that type of confidence. See, this self-confidence may not give you success, but it will give you the power to face the challenges of day-to-day life. Then self-discipline. This is the most important quality you should have. Self-discipline means mastery over your thoughts. If you can control what you think, you can always control what you do. Mind is our greatest weapon. You are always thinking something because there is nothing in this world that can trouble you more than your own thoughts. Cages are not made of iron, they are made of thoughts. On an average, a person thinks 7,000 thoughts a day. Even here you are sitting, must be thinking something. So, self-control, self-discipline is very important. If you can learn self-control, you can master anything. I think this is what we should teach our students. Who teaches? Nobody. See, brain is like an organ. Mind is like a software. Through practice, you can control it. Mindset means what? Attitude. There is a quote, the greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change his future just by changing his attitude. Be positive and honest. You don't have to announce it. Nobody will bother, but it is for your own consumption. Have always positive thinking. Positive thinkers will have a solution for every problem and negative thinkers will have a problem for every solution. And we meet such people in our day-to-day life. Be a positive thinker. Then overcome fear of failure. A common problem in many youngsters. Please remember, वो कहते हैं ना, जब तक तुम डरते रहोगे, तुम्हारी जिंदगी के फैसले कोई और लेता रहे. Overcome fear of failure. And as Bill Gates once said, if you are afraid of failure, you don't deserve to be successful. You don't deserve. Failures can be the pillars of success depending on how you take them. Take them like a first attempt in learning. Stepping stone. Your attitude towards failure determines your altitude after failure. Again, mindset. Again, attitude. Then stop worrying and start living. Another common problem in all of us. Please remember, worry is a misuse of your imagination. You suffer more in imagination than in reality. One day you will look back and realize that you worried too much about things that don't really matter. But by the time you will realize, time would have gone, so what is the use? So what is the best thing? Best thing is this. You worry about the things which are in your control. See, look at this. What is in your control? Your attitude, your effort, your focus. That's all. Why to worry about things which are out of your control? What will others say? What will happen in future? What will be the outcome of my effort? Forget. This simple demarcation can change your life. Then control anger. Anger is a normal emotion. Everybody gets angry. There is no doubt. But please remember, any person who is capable of angering you becomes your master. And whenever you get angry, think of this slide. The fire of anger burns you first. And one more thing. Never say mean words out of anger. Your anger will pass, but your mean words can scare a person for life. Either use kind words or be silent. Many relationships, many contacts, many relations have been destroyed just because you happen to say something out of anger. But please remember, words can be forgiven, but they cannot be forgotten. So never say mean words out of anger. It requires a great deal of strength to remain silent when you are angry. And one more lesson of life for you. One more, this you should remember, that whenever you are angry, there is always some fear in your mind. This is what psychology says. Whenever you are angry, there is some fear in your mind. And this is the lesson I wanted to give you. Results of anger are always more painful than the reasons of anger. Think over that. Results of anger are always more painful than the reasons of anger. छोटी छोटी बात पे ऐसी चीजें हो जाती हैं कि आदमी बाद में पछताता है. Then never become arrogant. Sometimes, it happens, a small success goes into a person's head and the person becomes arrogant. No, never do that. Arrogance is the surest path to failure. ये कोट याद रखिएगा, कभी किसी चीज का घमंड आ जाए तो शमशान का एक चक्कर लगा आना, तुमसे बेहतरीन लोग वहां राख बने पड़े हैं. Just remember that. Remember, you are dust and to dust you shall return. This is the reality of life. Then, time management is life management. This we need to be keeping it in mind. If today you are 40-year-old, all 40-year-old people have got the same time. The secret to success is how you manage your time. So manage your time, please. Try to maximize your performance in the shortest time. Otherwise, what happens? Work will always expand according to the time available. You will never be able to complete it. Don't do that. वो एक अमिताभ का कोट है ना, कल खो दिया आज के लिए, आज खो दिया कल के लिए, कभी जी ना सके हम आज के लिए, बीत रही है जिंदगी कल आज और कल के. That's how the whole life will pass. So invest your time, don't spend it. And please remember, every day is once in a lifetime, and every day is the first day of the rest of your life. A stage comes in life when a person wishes I had more time. Then one realizes you don't need more time, actually. You need fewer excuses, actually. You don't need more time. Time is enough. We make so many excuses. That's why we are not able to achieve much. वो कहते हैं ना, बंधी हैं हाथ पर सबके घड़ियां, मगर पकड़ में किसी के एक लम्हा भी नहीं. And time spares no one. एक छोटा सा ये 1 minute सॉन्ग है, जरा देखिए, अच्छा लगा मुझे तो इसलिए मैंने ऐड किया. See, all these were very great, popular actors, so much fan following. See how their end was. Just see. When first time I saw this picture of Vinod Khanna, I could not even recognize him. So time spares no one. You don't know what is in store for you in future. So what is the lesson from here? The lesson is live in the moment. The present moment is the only moment available to us, and it is the door to all moments. Life becomes more meaningful when you realize the simple fact that you will never get the same moment twice. एक हिंदी का कोट है बड़ा अच्छा, मैं कल को तलाशता रहा दिन भर और शाम होते होते मेरा आज भी चला गया. So Ladies and gentlemen, now coming to the end, just 2-3 minutes more. I told you so many challenges today, including those of personality. All are very, very important. Still, you can change your life. From tomorrow, you will be altogether different. But in the light of all these challenges, your biggest competition is with you only. You should become the master of your mind. You should not become the puppet of your mind. Be your own king, and you are a king if you know how to rule yourself. So learn to rule yourself first before think of anybody else. वो कहते हैं ना, you don't have the problem, you are the problem. स्वर्ग भी तू है, नरक भी तू है, इन दोनों का फर्क भी तू है. जिंदगी छोटी नहीं होती, लोग जीना ही देरी से शुरू करते हैं. जब तक रास्ते समझ में आते हैं तब तक तो लौटने का वक्त हो जाता है. But still, it's not too late. Still, you can change your life. It's never too late to be what you might have been. So, all the challenges which I told you are the doorways to excellence. They are the opportunities in disguise for you. एक बड़ा famous Chinese proverb है, when the winds of change blow, some people build walls while others build windmills. It's up to you how you make use of the opportunities. So winds of the change are blowing. It's up to you whether you build walls or you build windmills. Make the right use of opportunities. One day you will be just a memory for some people. Do your best to be a good one. And this is the last slide. जिंदगी के रंगमंच पर अपना किरदार इतनी शिद्दत से निभाएं कि पर्दा गिरने के बाद भी तालियां बजती रहें. See, you happen to be in a profession which is so good. You are the nation builder. Do so well. People remember you. You inspire people through your words, through your action. देखो नीचे क्या लिखा है, जिंदगी नहीं मिलेगी दोबारा. So, thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you. This is my email ID. This is my cell number. You can always be in touch. Any comment, any suggestion, anything you want to ask, any feedback, you can always write it in the chat box. So thank you very much. And thanks for your patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Participants, if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask, sir.
No question means nothing clear or everything clear. Either these are the two possibilities.
Yeah, any questions? Somebody was raising hand.
Any comment, any suggestion, anything you can. Thanks for your points in the chat box. That's very encouraging. Thank you very much.
I think all are very happy about your session, sir. No questions? You can contact sir at any time. Sir has given his number and as well as the email ID. If you have any queries also later on. Sir,
Hello.
yeah.
Hello, madam.
Yes, please introduce yourself.
My name is Professor Reva University, Bangalore.
Yes, sir. Very good evening.
Yeah, good evening, madam. I am Professor Nagraj from Reva University, Bangalore.
Yes, sir. So you have some question?
Yeah, I want one clarification with question. So when I take classes for the students, last student, all the time I keep classroom management, classroom environment, and classroom discipline. this is very much, very excellent informative session. This session really highlights how I am going to link with my classroom management.
So I'm happy that it is useful for you. So
Yes, sir.
what subject do you teach?
Law, sir.
Law. Okay, okay.
Yes.
Because in today's world, classroom management also needs a different approach. Today only I wrote an article for Times of India. I don't know whether they will publish it or not. The title of this article was, "In the age of AI, why should students come to the class?" This is the title which I have given today. In the age of
Very
AI,
good.
why should students come to a class?
Very interesting,
So,
actually.
Yes.
how education is going to change, why, on what aspects you should focus on teaching, learning. So let's see if it comes. I will show you if it comes during this program. So let's see. Otherwise, I will give you the manuscript.
Yeah.
You can read that also, even if it's not published. Anyway,
Yes,
thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, sir, should I close?
Yes, we can.
I, on behalf of everyone present here, extend my sincere thanks to Professor Dr. A.K. Bakshi, sir, for delivering such an informative session. Sir, you've explained everything in such a simplified and comprehensive way. Your insights into the 5 pillars of NEP 2020 are very valuable. So you covered the challenges in 21st century very nicely, with a focus on artificial intelligence, SDGs, and most importantly, quality education in the 21st century, and as well, the outcome-based education. I would like to thank you once again, sir. Looking forward to hearing from you again, sir. Maybe we'll be meeting you for another sessions in this whole course. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Shruti, and
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you and everybody. So hope to see you again sometimes during this
Yes, sir.
program, and
Yes,
all
sir.
the best for the success of this program. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I take leave now.
Yeah, sir. Feedback form is in the chat box. You can please fill the feedback form before leaving. So all of you, please feedback form भर दीजिए, and then there is a break. We will meet again at 6:45 now. So 15 minutes break. So we'll start the next session at 6:45. Please kindly fill the feedback form. It is in the chat box. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Please make me co-host.
Good evening, madam.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Good evening, please. Let me just share my screen and thanks. Good evening, Professor Shruti. I can.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah.
Madam,
So,
namaste. Good evening, madam.
Namaste.
Yeah.
Namaste, sir. Sukanta, sir, you have joined ultimately.
Sir, मैं बहुत madam.
Thank you.
I'm very much obliged to you because आ गया
Thank you,
बहुत
sir.
अच्छा लग रहा है मैम.
Thank you. So let me just share my screen and start this. Okay, good evening and welcome everyone in the 60th batch of NEP Orientation and Sensitization Program being conducted by UGC Malvi Mission Teacher Training Center, also known as GAD-MMTTC, and earlier we were named as GAD-TLC. Starting from today, that is 21st July till 30th July, we will continue this co-learning journey. And you will learn from the speakers and we will also learn from all of you. The center is a center of Ministry of Education and UGC and situated at my own premier institution, Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Khalsa College, University of Delhi. It's a constituent college of University of Delhi. And this particular batch is being organized in collaboration with two premier institutions of our country, Reva University from Bangalore and Nehru Arts and Science College from Kanangad, Kerala. So I welcome all the dignitaries and the entire organizing team on their behalf and also all the participants. I also welcome you on behalf of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Khalsa College and University of Delhi and my entire management and principal as well. Every program that we start, we seek blessings from Guru Angad Dev Ji, the second of the 10 Sikh Gurus, in whose name we have kept this center's name. And we are trying to take this entire journey of co-learning with our fellow colleagues, where we prepare them into not only in terms of the policy changes which are happening, but also in the implementation strategies, looking into the domain-specific requirements, the teaching, learning, assessment part, their technology integration, to name a few. This scheme is kept in the honor of Bharat Ratna Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya Ji. This has been named in the honor of this stalwart who instituted institutions like Banaras Hindu University. And all this program is being conducted in the visionary leadership of our Prime Minister Modi Ji. So I welcome each one of you with a virtual bouquet of flower. First of all, I'll start with all the participants who are, some of them are administrators, many colleagues who are my teachers from different parts of the country, and the younger generation who will be entering this noble profession, the research scholars and others from all over India. And as I told you, this particular batch is being conducted in collaboration with two institutions. I welcome Dr. Sanjay Chitnis ji, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Reva University, Bangalore, and my gratitude to the entire team, including the Chancellor there. I also welcome Professor Dr. Murli KV, who's the Principal at Nehru Arts and Science College, Kanangad, Kerala. Welcome, sir. And looking forward to the collaboration with you. in not only this program, but many other programs as well. I also convey my gratitude to the leadership which is provided by Sardar Talochan Singh sir. He is the chairman governing body at SCTP Khalsa College. And that's why in a college running these national level centers from last now 13 years, it would not have been possible without the support of the entire governing body. And I'm thankful to each one of them. And also we have two stalwart academicians who are mentoring this center. And they are Professor Ved Prakash sir, former chairman UGC, and Professor A.K. Bakshi sir, a former Vice Chancellor, PDM University, Bahadurgarh, and many other hats he wears, rather, both of them. And you heard him just now. Professor Ved Prakash sir will also be taking a couple of sessions in this program in the later part of this. I also am thankful to Professor Gurmohinder Singh, who is the principal at SGTB Khalsa College, for providing me the entire support. So all these programs happening from a college level, it would not have been possible without his dynamic leadership, and that too within seconds. I'm getting the entire facilitation in the administrative processes. I'm thankful to him and the entire team. In the organizing team, we all will be there with you in this co-learning journey. And Professor Sarita Pasi may not be seen in front, but she'll be there backhand handling not only this, but so many NEP batches. So Professor Sarita Pasi, Zakir Hussain, Delhi College, is now a support to me in terms of implementing these many programs. Dr. Shruti Gupta from Zakir Hussain, Delhi College, will again be helping us in this particular batch. Dr. Sagar and Dr. Nikhil from Reva University, they helped us in earlier batches also. This is the, I think, third batch with Reva University that we are having. And Dr. Shaini and Dr. Shalini from Nehru Arts and Science College, Kanangad from Kerala, will also be helping us in the moderation and other responsibilities of the organizing team. I welcome each one of them and looking forward for their support for conduct of this program in a smooth manner. So as we begin, I will let us take the blessings of the Almighty. The UGC Malve Mission Teacher Training Center is a compact center at SCTB Khalsa College, but it meets the needs of empowering the teachers in becoming the new age teachers who can embrace the newer pedagogies and technologies, and also prepare them through various programs into other very important responses. In the light of NEP, we have aligned all our programs in the intents which are reflected in this very important policy document. Our journey as a team started in 2013 when we started the Center for E-Learning, had our own studio and technical team to complete the EPG Pathshala project, and that's where the 4-quadrant model was evolved by us, and it was accepted not only for our 6 subjects but 77 subjects. And I'm happy to share that in the entire country we completed these projects with good quality content, and all this content is available on inflipnet.ac.in, where you can use depending upon your integration with your courses. And out of these 89 courses in these 6 subjects, we prepared 42 MOOCs for the SWAM platform when it was launched in 2015. And we have prepared more than 50 MOOCs. We also helped many other institutions like Jawaharlal Nehru University, Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar, Mizoram University. We also help both the Jammu University, the state Jammu University, as well as the Central University of Jammu in preparing their video content recording and editing. From 2016, when we started this teachers training program in the banner of Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center, till 31st March 2020, we were fully funded. And then from 1st April 2020 till late 2023, so almost 3 years, we were on self-sustainable mode. And I'm happy to share, out of around 100 centers at that time, only a few could survive that sustainable. And we, coming from college, we had no other option. So we wanted to retain our team whom we had trained. And in that direction, thanks to all the collaborating institutions and our core team who took this challenge. And here we are with flying colors with all of you in the next phase of this training, which is called as UGC-MMTTC. So now we are known as UGC Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center, and combined with UGC HRDCs, which are Human Resource Development Center, which are prior to that, they were called as academic staff colleges. There were 67 of them, all taken. And out of around 100 centers in the PMMTT scheme, only 45 centers were taken initially, and we were in the top ranking, and they all are called as Malviya Mission Teacher Training. So in initial, there were 112 centers. Currently, there are 150 plus centers. All these centers, our programs, we also upload on this portal, which is Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center portal. It's not only our program, you keep a watch on other centers also, because especially those who want to do refresher courses in subject specific requirement, not every center will be doing looking at the expertise and all other requirements. But NEP is being done by everyone, and faculty induction program are again the common things. But for refresher courses, you should look out for other centers as well. But otherwise, in generic, obviously, I'll be calling you again in my center because our programs are good because of the type of resource persons who are giving us their expertise. So I'm thankful to each one of them. This phase of the scheme aims to implement the recommendation of National Education Policy, that is, to improve the quality of teaching at all levels and in all domains, to focus on equity and inclusion in higher education, and promote online and digital education, ensure equitable use of technology, promote Indian language and culture, develop basic infrastructure facilities, create awareness about gender sensitization, include vocational education in the curriculum, develop leadership and management skills, create pool of mentors and pedagogic experts, and promote research and multidisciplinary education. Sorry. So the vision of this new phase is to build competencies in the faculty for better teaching, learning, and research by exposing them to Indian values, updating knowledge and skills, and aligning teaching, learning, and research with the needs of the society and NEP 2020. So all the centers are aligning their program to this vision in this new phase. So not only NEP orientation, but FIP, FDPs, and refresher courses we conduct, many online as well as face-to-face. And from September onwards, there will be new guidelines which are coming where there will be shift happening. And I'm happy to share in the financial year 24-25 and 25-26 in this new phase of the scheme, our center has been rated number 1. And rather, if you look at the PMMTT centers, leaving the UGC academic staff colleges because they have massive infrastructure and other things. So the comparable are the similar centers. So we have been rated the only good centers. And the statistics goes like from 2016 to 2020, we had 9,000 plus participants. In the sustainable mode, we touched 1 lakh because that was the time when we stood by your fellow colleagues in terms of technology embracement, and they all learned, and we can really see the shift in terms of the technology embracement. From UGC-MMTTC, you again, as per the mandate, the countable number of programs for which we are given funding, this is how the statistic goes. And I'm happy to share we have crossed 1,25,000 figure. And the reach of our colleagues who join our programs is pan-India. It's not that we are the center at Delhi, but we have the reflections from the entire country in terms of those who are participating. In this NEP orientation and sensitization program, this is to orient you and sensitize you. This is not to go into depth. So let me be very clear about these modules. We will be orienting you on these different preparedness that we have to be doing in the NEP requirement. And now you have to introspect that what are the areas where you will like to learn more. So you see, this will be like a trailer of the program. Otherwise, we take every theme and try to take it at least into 1 week or 2 weeks courses. So these modules are holistic and multidisciplinary education, Indian knowledge system and multilingualism, academic leadership, governance and management, higher education and society, research and development, skill development, student diversity and inclusive education. Then we have information and communication technology, autonomy to the institution and choice to the student, and curriculum development, pedagogy and assessment. So in the 8 days, we will be having 2 sessions each day. So these 10 modules will be covered in 16 sessions. Some may be having 1 session, some may be having 2 or 3, and we have aligned them in such a way so that there is no repetition. At this juncture, I will request Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. R. Sanjay Chitnis ji to please say the welcome remarks. I hope you are there, sir. Dr. Chitnis.
Good afternoon, madam. Purva this side from
Yeah, please. Yeah, okay,
So
Purva, you
our
have the
VC
right.
sir, VC sir went for some emergency meeting, so he
Okay.
could not able to join. So I am here on behalf of him.
Most welcome, Purva, and over to you. Right.
Yeah, good afternoon, all the members. It is my privilege to welcome you to this FDP on NEP orientation and sensitization. I extend my warm greetings to all the distinguished speakers, esteemed faculty members, and participants who joined us today. As we all know, national education policy represents a transformative vision for the future of higher education in India. Also, it challenges us not only to rethink what we teach, how we teach, but how we learn, how we evolve as institution. So this FDP is a timely initiative to align ourselves with this progressive framework. We are very thankful to UGC, MMTC, CTB, Khalsa College, University of Delhi, especially Professor Bimal. Over the course of this program, we'll engage with several critical themes, as she mentioned, ranging from holistic and multidisciplinary education to academic leadership, governance, strengthening research and development to fostering student diversity, inclusive education. And these dimensions are not isolated. They are interconnected pillars that collectively shape the quality and relevance of higher education. The emphasis of institutional autonomy and student choice encourages us to build flexible and learner-centric ecosystem. Similarly, also she mentioned that Indian knowledge system and multilingualism reminds us the richness of our heritage, the importance of our contextual learning. As educators, we also carry the responsibility of linking higher education with societal needs, ensuring that our graduates are not only knowledgeable, but also socially responsible. In today's rapidly evolving world, skill development, effective use of information and communication technology are also indispensable. Equally important is our role in curriculum design, innovative pedagogy, meaningful assessment practices, which ultimately define the learning experience of our students. I am very confident that this FDP will provide a platform for meaningful discussions, knowledge sharing, also collective learning. Let us use this opportunity to reflect, learn, relearn, reimagine our roles as educators, in shaping the future of our students and institutions. Once again, I welcome all of you and wish you a highly engaging and enriching program. Thanks to UGC-MMTTC, SGTP Khalsa College, Professor Bimal, and also Professor Murali KV, who is also a collaborator for this session. He is the former principal, Nehru Arts and Science College, Kerala. I welcome all of you. Thank you, Professor Bimal. So looking forward for the event.
Thank you, Professor Purva, and it was nice interacting with you in person as well. But please convey my regards and gratitude to your entire management and Vice Chancellor and Chancellor as well.
Sure.
Thank you. Looking forward
Thank
for
you.
more batches lined up.
Sure.
And now I will request one more leader who is heading another prestigious institution of our country, Professor Murali KV, who will be representing Nehru Arts and Science College, Kanangad, Kerala. Most welcome, sir, and over to you for your remarks, please. You are on mute, sir. You'll have to unmute, please. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Madam. Respected Professor Vimal, Madam, and other dignitaries, and the delegates of this sensitization program, participants, friends. I'm the former principal of Nehru Arts and Science College, and I am now participating in this inaugural function and on behalf of the college manager of Nehru Arts and Science College, Kanangad. You all know this NEP 2020 really underscores the need for motivated and energized faculty in higher education. The capacity building for teachers at all levels is a key focus, and the success of NEP completely depends on the commitment, the motivated teachers, and the adaptability of the teachers. And I know this Malavia Mission Teachers Training Institute is doing very well in the capacity building of the teachers. And we are very happy to see that almost a large number of faculty members from all the colleges, contributors or collaborators are participating in this event. And surely this will help to build the capacity of or the capability of the teachers to implement successfully the national education policy, and accordingly they will change the role from facilitators to from mere lecturers to facilitators. They will become the mentors and academic advisors. So thank you very much for collaborating with us, madam, and we are very ready for future collaborations and to undertake such type of programs to enhance the capability and capacity of the teachers or faculties of our college. Thank you, madam. Thank you for.
Thank you, sir. Thanks is from our side because we cannot reach every classroom. It is only possible when collaborators like you both are helping us reach our fellow colleagues. And the change we think will only come when each and every classroom teacher understand the intents of the policy and then how they have to be preparing themselves into their changing roles, which you rightly mentioned, that they have to be facilitators and not teachers. So we'll see how different pedagogy and technology will become empowering tool, which will be helping us go into this particular direction. So thank you so much for joining and giving your remarks, and welcome to each participant. Now, let me go further for some more important information, which is my responsibility before we go into the session. This particular batch, as I told you, we'll have 8 days, which is the norm for every NEP orientation program. So the 8 days online session, we will keep them in these dates, which are also shared to you in WhatsApp detail. Please kindly make a note of this. 21st, that is today, then 22nd, 23rd, 24th, we will keep off. Then we'll have it on 25th, which is Saturday. Sunday will be off. Then 27, 28, 29, and 30th July. The journey will be from 5 to 8:15 p.m. Of interacting with all of you. The quizzes will be held on the Sunday after that. So once we are through till 30th July, 2nd August happens to be Sunday, where anytime as convenient to you, right from morning 10 a.m. till 11 p.m., you can attempt these 2 quizzes, which are compulsory, because if you don't attempt, then we'll not be able to release the certificate. Apart from these 2 quizzes, which will be based purely on the sessions, there will be attendance and participation, and that will be based on your videos on. I'll request my team to be sharing the Zoom statistics. As admin, we can take it out with your every name, how much time you have attended, and my team is also taking your screenshots. So please join with your videos as far as possible, at least 80%. Some deviation we can understand, but that is expected, and your attendance should be there 100%, and we will be taking it from Zoom. So please rename yourself. If you have joined from someone else's device and it is showing this particular phone name, please, your attendance will not be registered. So if you have not done till now, please rename. We will ignore the first session part. If you have not done, please rename with your names. Fine. And let me also request all of you, let us take a screenshot of the entire group, requesting my technical team. Let us go to the gallery view where we have all of you. I'm also taking your screenshot. Fine. Please put a lovely smile on your face. Yeah, the next one is, so many of you are not with videos. I'm going to share this in your WhatsApp group. And please rename, otherwise we will not be able to mark your attendance. Fine. So let me come back to the speaker view, and then, okay. So these are the completion parameters, and no grades will be mentioned. This was a Delvig. I was in the committee who formulated the earlier stage guidelines as well as for the next phase as well. So here deliberately we mentioned that we will not be putting grades, because we want even the senior administrators, the deans, head of the departments who should attend these programs. And we never wanted to put A plus B type of grading, which is there in other programs. So others we do, but here it was deliberate attempt, and that is why, so that we have a wider participation. But if the certificates have been released, it means the qualifying marks 50 have been there, and that's where we give you the certification. So these are the divisions of the different modules as per the quiz, but that will not matter much because we'll be releasing both the quizzes on the same day. And there will be session-wise feedback also. There will be 16 feedback for the sessions, and 3 takeaways you have to write in each feedback. So please be ready with your paper and pen or the digital mode, whatever you are comfortable with. And there will be 1 overall feedback form. So filling these is also compulsory for the completion. And the 20 marks, we will be analyzing the takeaways, and then accordingly, we will be taking it further. So as I mentioned, we will not be able to issue the certificates if all the compliance is not done. So please, we are slightly notorious center in that. Don't do that, because we go as per the book rule. And this is how the format of the certificate will be there. And for those who want to encash it for the promotion requirement, like in place of refresher, 2 FDPs become equivalent to refresher, or 1 FDP if they are requiring otherwise. And this will be equivalent to 1 week FDP for CAS. So any career advancement scheme for your promotion, this is something which will be qualifying. If you have not yet joined the WhatsApp group, you can take a picture of this, and otherwise in your mail, the WhatsApp group link has been sent. So please revisit your mails, and you should be there in the WhatsApp group also, because any day if there is some query or otherwise, my team is there. and we will be there to resolve. Don't expect immediate reply, but it will be done. I am there in your group. So this is our Telegram group for the upcoming information. But even if you don't leave this WhatsApp group, always we will be sending to there. And before we move further, one disclaimer for speakers as well as all of us from center point of view. The copyright of any session is of the respective speakers. So without a prior written consent of the respective speaker, please do not use or upload or stream his or her content, because you have the provision. It doesn't mean that you can just upload. So that is something that you'll have to consult directly to the respective speaker. The other thing is any insensitive or incorrect information by chance, not deliberate, even if it is there, please, that is the sole responsibility of the speaker. The center has no role in that. And similarly, I request all of you, when you are interacting, we should not be using any insensitive language so that it is harming the intent of any fragment of our society. So with this, I will request my team member and my dear colleague, Professor Shruti Gupta, to be taking it further, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you not able to share, Shruti?
Just a minute. Just a minute.
Doesn't matter. You don't share. You just maybe.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for session 2, we've already met Professor Vimal Ram ma'am. She's with us already. She'll be delivering her lecture on curriculum development, teaching, learning, and assessment. Now, I would like to formally introduce and welcome ma'am before she can start the lecture. Professor Vimal Rao ma'am is Director UGC-MMTTC, GAD-MMTTC, a Center for UGC and Ministry of Education, GOI, Professor, Department of Chemistry, SDTB Khalsa College, Coordinator, National Resource Center of Chemistry of MHRD. Ma'am is a leading women entrepreneur in the field of e-learning with more than 25 years of experience, including over a decade in the corporate e-learning sector. She is among the pioneers in implementing ICT in higher education in India. She has to her credit numerous research papers, a patent, books, presentations, projects, and invited talks at regional, national, and international forums. In the field of e-learning, Professor Rao, ma'am, has made significant contributions through the development of e-content, MOOCs, teacher empowerment in ICT, innovative teaching methodology, and environmentally sustainable laboratory practices. She is a conceptualizer of the Teacher's e-kit as an open educational resource and co-designed the 4-quadrant format of e-content for the UGC's e-PG Pathshala project. She has authored nearly 400 e-content modules, developed e-content for 89 postgraduate courses, and led the development of more than 50 MOOCs for the Swayam platform. Since 2016, under her leadership, the UGC Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center, formerly GAD-TLC, has trained more than 1.25 lakh teachers across the country. She also served as the coordinator of the National Resource Center of Chemistry, Ministry of Education from 2018 to 2020, where Arpit courses developed under her guidance were rated among the best in the country. Professor Rao ma'am has contributed extensively to national policy through various committees of the UGC, AICTE, NCERT, NIEPA, and state governments. She has served on committees of the UGC Online Courses Regulation 2018, Academic Bank of Credits, NEAT, the G20 Consultative Group on Technology-Enabled Learning, and the Malvia Mission Teacher Training Program. She currently serves as co-chair for the development of NCERT Class 11 and 12 chemistry textbooks and is a member of the committee preparing the MMTTC 5-year plan 2026-2030. Professor Ma'am has been honored with several prestigious awards, including INSA Best Teacher Award 2020, Edipreneur Award by the Ministry of Education, Bahrain, Delhi Ratan Award, and the Edipreneur Innovator Award. Her MOOCs have also been recognized internationally, with one being selected among the 3 best MOOCs from India by the Government of Australia. With these words, I request ma'am to start the session.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Shruti, so much, and good evening to one and all once again. What I'm going to do in my session, I'll be taking 3 sessions with you. So this will be covering the implementation strategies that as teachers and institutions we have to take for the NEP. So other modules will also flow simultaneously, where there will be detailed depth of what I'll be talking. But my session will go into more of the curriculum design aspect and how we can integrate the other important intents being mentioned. Also on how the teaching, learning, the pedagogies have to change from our perspective, and also on the assessment part. So let me just share my screen and take you further. Just a minute. So when we talk about the implementation strategies, this entire series of sessions will take this course. First, as institutions, we have to restructure all of these, and that too in a continuous way. First of all the framework that we design has to be kept in the light of the National Credit Framework, which is now the educational framework of our country, designed after National Education Policy 2020. So sometime we'll focus on this. And there are some documents like NHEQF, that is like National Higher Education Qualification Framework. The courses coming in this broad framework, the curriculum has to be aligned with outcome-based education. So how the COPO mapping till the question setting will become important in designing the learning outcomes, that from quality parameter we will assess. I'm not going to go into the document part, which is there in public domain and you must be doing. But where are we lacking in terms of when we do the gap analysis, what we need to keep in mind, and that is something that we have to be taking. Teaching learning methodologies have to be now learner-centric. And they have to be ICT empowered. Why we need an ICT empowerment? How the blended learning will give you more time. Yes, we keep on saying we don't have time for interacting with students, we don't have time for giving them activities. I'll give you the strategy where you will get time, even if you are having whatever syllabus, but then syllabus also should change. And that also will understand how much and why scientifically it needs to be analyzed. The moment we talk about blended learning, it cannot be implemented unless or until you have the empowerment of e-content. So e-content learning also you need to know when your institutions will be very soon, or if they are already conducting online courses, why not you can start small certificate courses. MOOCs. You can apply for MOOCs, get the funding from SWAYAM portal, SWAYAM board, and offer it for other students of the country. And if you are still, okay, no, I may not be interested in this immediately. For every class, blended learning is the new way. There also you'll require e-content. Without that, you cannot have effective blended learning models. After that, we'll also go into details of how the assessment methods have to be changed into, rather than just the paper mode, pencil mode type of thing. We have to be adopting multiple assessment methods, and they have to be scientific and technology empowered. So some tools and all we'll see. And then we have to do gap analysis as per the COPO mapping metrics. And also for next batch, our curriculum should change, keeping the broad framework in mind, but inside every course or the structure or the combination of courses, by the periodic review of the ever-changing needs of the society, ever-changing needs of the industry from the employability point of view. And this has to be a continuous process. And that is what we will be reflecting in my 3 sessions, but taking insights from all other sessions, which will be running in detail, and they'll also give you the glimpse of all those things. So I will start with this and take some overlap you will find with Professor Bakshi's insights and Professor Ved Prakash sir, because I'm learning from both of them. Education serves its purpose only when it meets the changing needs of the society, and the changes are so very evident. When we were students, we have never used computers or these mobile phones for the learning, but now the students and we often use them. But how structurally in pedagogy they can be taken is something that we'll deliberate upon. There is Industry 5.0 now, where humans and machines will work together. So there is a race going on between education and technology. And this is not going to slow down. It is going to accelerate in the coming times. So technology has changed the way education is imparted. And it has changed the way the teaching, learning environment is changing. And let me take you back to this visual. This is what we can recall, the Guru Shishya Parampara that we had. And many of us feel the values which were there here, we are declining on those. We are losing respect from our students. What is the reason? Are the reason only students, or are the reason the entire system? We have to, I'm just leaving a question mark. But I will try to ask some questions here, and you can reply me in chat. What are the positive things that you will like to retain from this type of teaching learning environment in the present scenario? Yes, can we look up at your responses? You can chat. Put your responses in the chat. I'm looking at your chats. The positive things which you find, there was so much good, this particular parameter, which I will like to have now in my classroom. One-to-one interaction, very fine. Holistic development, lively involvement. So you can say engagements, interactions. Less students, yeah. Many of us will like to have less students. This I will reflect upon, okay? So there is more engagement with the learners. There is more emotional connect. Fine. Perfection. Okay. What else? It is learner-centric. We'll see as we proceed further. I'm not saying whatever is right or wrong. We are just reflecting our thoughts. Okay, my next question goes, is there any negative point here? Why did we change from this to this? From this to this situation, we changed. Everything was so good, we would have retained that. Why we went to these type of classrooms? Technology, no, Bhavratni, abhi tak technology nahi hai. If you talk technology as a board, yeah, fine. The chalkboard technology came, not the ICT. Because of Western influence? Is it really? Okay, so as per my thinking, first of all, one negative thing which I will like to highlight for all of you is we have heard stories like Eklavya. So these were privileged classroom where only few could send them as students. राजा महाराजाओं के बच्चे आते थे. And it was not for masses. But as we realized, yes, Bhavratni, sorry if I am not pronouncing your name, Bhavtarini, you have a lovely name, Bhavtarini. And we were, as society, we understood the importance of education, and from different individuals and as society, there emerged the educational institutions like Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya ji and many other examples. From the Hindus, mandirs, the gurdwaras, masjids, church, you find so many institutions associated. So the religious communities, they came together and started providing mass education. And after independence, when the right to education and other things, where education talked about not simply quality, but access and equity. So the access and equity was denied here. And now all those who want, we should have less students. Now what we are having in front of us, by 2035, as per the National Education Policy document, we have to achieve 50% gross enrollment ratio. Can we achieve by going into this small size of group? Not even this way, because here the boundaries of these walls cannot be expanded, and they can be expanded with the help of technology. So the combination of the alternative modes of teaching, learning, all have to be put up. So the open and distance education doing their roles, the technology-oriented MOOCs, online courses also have to be integrated so that our institution can offer the face-to-face learning journey to more number of students, and this needs to expand. So please, first of all, all my dear colleagues, do not be unhappy that you have more students in your classroom. That is my first request to all of you. But we have to change our method so that we can do the quality learning which was here, one may say. The other thing from this visual of this guru we will like to take up in ourselves is these gurus were the noble souls who thought that before we leave this world, we all have to leave this world. Before we leave this world, whatever knowledge, information, wisdom, skills I have acquired, I should transfer it to the next generation. Now, in that noble profession we are. So my question to all of you, what is that unique thing that you have evolved, you want to give it to the next generation? It can be a research paper. It can be a patent. It can be a chapter of a book or a complete book. And it can be the e-content where you explain how that concept can be understood very well. But it should not be a copied one. We should not be waiting for the regulatory bodies to send us a notice or a letter that for academic integrity, this much percentage of plagiarism is allowed and this is not allowed. We should not document ourselves if it is something not novel. We don't need that. Why these type of things are coming to us? Perhaps a big question mark on the conduct of us that we have been doing. So this will be connecting with, there will be a research development module also. So whether it is our teaching, learning practices or the research, in our profession, we should be keeping this in mind. I'll better not write. But if I write, it has to be something which I will leave for posterity. And when we become role models, our students will definitely have more respect. You start using. In this era, when the blackboard and the green board and the chalks, we were able to show that to more number of students, which here the teachers were having difficult time writing on leaves and stones. But with this technology, showing them what we are having in our mind and then trying to explain becomes easier. This changed into ICT integrated ways with the projectors, other things coming. And this was the era, almost from 2 decades, when various training programs were conducted, but there were few takers in terms of technology embracement, because that I will retire. Why I have to learn these technologies? They are of no use. But it was shattered when the corona virus pandemic came. It was not a good phase for us, but we survived thanks to the Almighty and the entire vaccines and so many other creations. And we lost also some near ones. But as education system, this is a silver lining in the dark clouds, where teachers who were fearing technology because they had no option, they embraced. And here we are connected. Did you ever think about this type of learning before Corona? Although these technologies were there, but we were not using them so constructively. But now the Corona has gone, and wish it never comes again. No. Now the teachers are still going back either to this stage or to this stage. But what we have to prepare is, we have to prepare for this future of classroom teaching. So my next question to all of you, do you have a robot in your class? Yes or no? I'm waiting for your replies. This is a good question. Do you have a robot in your class? In Bangalore, I visited, there are some restaurants who have introduced these type of robots. And many colleagues are from Bangalore. So in your class, they are not there. No. Okay, now I change my question. The next question is, do you want a robot in your class? Leave the cost factor, okay? Do you want a robot? Yes or no? I'm waiting to see at least one yes. No? No. Okay, why not? Lovely, Abraham, you want? Okay, just like me. I also want. Robots are not required, Kavita. Okay. Well taken, your point. Okay, look into your smartphones. Look into your students' smartphones. You have search engines and you have AI tools. Yes, Satira? So what the robot will do? Any information, any explanation, so the remember and understand part of that concept, it can definitely take care. So now our role is changing. It is not the same teacher which was there in the Guru Shishya Parampara, where the Shishya had no information. The only information was with Guru, and many saying goes that he is a Guru will pour everything into the empty vessels. Now the vessels are not empty. All the information that you share in the class, unless or until it is something unique, the students have the access to all that information. So now you look from the student's point of view. When they are listening to you, you are not telling anything extra. You are not engaging with them. They know the teacher is spending 1 hour in the night when I am more comfortable, my brain accepts better. I will do it in 15 minutes by watching a video. Why will they come to your class unless or until the attendance is compulsory? So now the challenge is, if you remove the compliance towards attendance, I think you should do this experiment for 1 week, that we will not have any attendance for this. If your students still come to the class, then you are giving something new. So, Dr. Sukanta, I am not talking about that we are not there and the only robot. No, I am not replacing human teacher with. I am talking about working together. So the human teacher is there, but the role of human teacher is different now. What the robot can do or these AI tools can do, we have to change our roles, and that will be more of the human touch, the interaction with the student, the facilitator, rather than standing near the board and writing and writing and writing and writing till 90% of the time. And that change, we will see how it will be achieved. So the goals of education remain same: preparing the student into competent professional, responsible Indian citizen, and good human being. And this slide I have taken from Professor Bakshi sir, trying to connect that. Quality education in the 21st century is not simply based on knowledge, but we'll also have to prepare them into 21st century skills and domain-specific skills. That's where the entire skill enhancement courses have been added in the framework. And values, attitudes, trait, disposition, etc. will ultimately form the personality, where the emotional connect, the interpersonal skills, all they get developed, and combining these, you have the competence which will make them successful. Towards the skill, there will be 2 sessions on skills, one by Professor Bakshi and one by Professor Vedprakash sir. So again, I'm trying to, they will be talking in detail how these can be achieved, the challenges and all. But there are technical skills and professional skills. So in technical skills, we talk about industry-specific skills. They vary from industry to industry. And in the professional skills, there are hard skills and soft skills. But if we combine both the industry-specific and hard skill, these are the ones which we are translating into different skill enhancement courses. But what we are lacking is preparing our students is in the soft skills, which are the personal attributes and interpersonal abilities that impact how someone works with others and handles any situation, and most of the situation they will be getting will be the unforeseen ones. And there is a report by the research conducted by Harvard University, Carnegie Foundation, and Stanford Research, and all have concluded that 85% of job success comes from having well-developed soft skills and people skills, while only 15% job success comes from technical skills and knowledge, which is the hard skills. But throughout the focus of human resources, of the financial resources, everything, the infrastructure, all is put up in developing the hard skill, which have ultimately 15% outcome. What are neglected are the soft skills. That also we have to keep in mind, and how these can be aligned in each and every course with the experiential learning activity. That is something that we need to evolve. So national education policy talks for the very first time integrating skill or vocational education for every learner right from school education. It's not that first time we are talking about skill education. We had Ministry of Skill where the PPP model, where the skill centers were evolved, but then the result was not as promising. We also started in 2013, if I'm not wrong, Deen Dayal Upadhyay Kaushal Kendras, where we started BVOC and MVOC, but they were again looked up at a second graded courses. The first preference still from parents and the student point of view and the society point. Yeah, the student should do BSc, BCom, BA, not these BVOCs. And the skills are so integral part, and they now, for the very first time after NEP, the vocational education is compulsory part of general education. This all we have to have a macro picture, because what we do as chemistry teacher, as physics or geography, we only look up at micro picture of our courses when we look up into curriculum design. But unless or until we have this macro picture and realizing the need of the students to be prepared into skill. So earlier they were all subject courses, and now you have skill courses. You also have value added and ability enhancement courses, which were added. Some were added in CV. The CBCS went into LOCF, outcome-based education, but the subject is now decreasing. But we still want to keep everything that we had pre-NEP into our curriculum. So that is the major mismatch, and we'll see how this can be improved. The NEP also provides the provisions for lifelong learning with multiple entry, multiple exit option. And in order to have all these, we have to have a uniform structure. And that is being provided by the National Credit Framework, which is our educational qualification framework. India was lacking this pre-NEP. So this is a document which was released in public domain in April 2023. And this has been prepared by all the stakeholders in terms of the regulatory bodies and the ministry to develop this document from three formal education systems, we can say. One is the school education, other is the higher education, and the third one is the vocational education and training. In addition, there are informal and non-formal learning happens. But then from government point of view, the uniform for the formal educational systems has been done around this very particular thing. So here you see from UGC, AICT, NCVT, Department of School Education, Higher Education from Ministry of Education, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, CBSE, NCRT, NIOS, DGT, all came together and prepared this document. But then when we go further into implementation, This document needs to go into more detail for these three verticals. School education already has a detailed framework, educational qualification framework, and you look, now we have class 9th books rolled out. 11th also will be rolled out next year, and there will be no boundaries between the three broad segments that we have. These are the science student, these are the commerce student, these are the humanities student. So the students will be able to pick and choose. Now, when these students will come into our premises, we will have to look into our curriculum from a different look. So please be ready, look into the school education, at least from 9, 10th, 11th, 12th, that what are these students learning, with what possible combination they can come. For higher education, National Higher Education Qualification Framework is now focusing more in depth into higher education vertical. So in the institution from where we belong to, we have to be following this. But I will say, make a thorough read of both of these documents, and some important part which will align into the curriculum design is something that I will be taking and discussing with all of you. In order to go into implementation of the provisions provided in our educational framework and NHEQF, we have to be imaginative, and need-based curricular structures have to be evolved. We talk about multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and for this I have requested Professor Shakila Chamchu ma'am, who will be delivering one session, and she will be giving you more insight. She was the one who was the secretary of the NEP designing committee. So creative combination of subject and discipline. As teachers, we try to emulate what type of systems we have come from. I will, as a chemistry teacher, will always think chemistry will work out better with physics and maths, or maybe biology, but nothing more. Why not commerce? Why not philosophy? Why not psychology? So we have to be looking into different. It is not the time when 5 decades, 6 decades back, there were only a handful of professions. Now, every unique combination can take the students into different dimensions, which we have never thought of. And in all the institutions, the recognition of learning will be done through credits. And that is a unit now which has been decided. It's not a new term to all of us, but as school education will embrace the credits, we should be doing hand-holding to our school education colleagues also. And we also have to be looking it into a different way so that we can align our curriculums around the credits. How do we decide this paper should be 1 credit or 2 credit or 4 credit? There has to be some uniformity. So many institutions, so many courses. When a student has earned credit from Reva University, and if he or she wants to come here or vice versa, we will not go into the details of the curriculum, but we'll look into the credits as the very first thing. So for every level in higher education, movement from one level to other level, minimum 40 credits. They can be more, but minimum 40 credits, that will require 20 credits per semester. So there are credits and there are credit levels. And when we multiply credit levels and credit earned, we get the credit point. So these three are the important things that we'll be carrying out in terms of providing the degrees and the different levels completion for the certificate. Let us look at the definition of the credit. There are two definitions given in these documents. I'm referring to National Credit Framework and NHEQF. One of the definition is credits are a function of achieving the desired learning outcomes for a program or course or training determined by the successful assessment. And here I have highlighted two terms for all of you. One is the learning outcomes and other is the successful assessment, and they go hand in hand. This itself is the requirement of outcome-based education. The learning outcomes should not be just for the namesake that we are writing COs and we are writing POs, unless or until they are assessed and the student is successfully assessed. And that is what is the CO-PO mapping all about. The other definition of credit talks about it is the recognition that a learner has completed a prior course of learning corresponding to a qualification at a given level. And this, as institution, we use it for multiple entry, multiple exit. Obviously, we'll go into detail if the student has completed first year of BCom, I will not be able to give admission into BSc chemistry, say. So the subject requirement we'll see, but broadly, the credits from one level to other, if the student has done, then there can be horizontal as well as vertical mobility. Talking about levels, I think all of you know, but I have put up in a visual format where we have school education starting from class 5 as level 1, grade 8 level 2, and then grade 12 level 4. And UG we have 4.5 to 6, then we have PG, and then we have PhD. So till 8 levels. Now, this needs to be aligned to our skill framework. Skill framework was there in our country prior to NEP, and that was called as National Skill Qualification Framework, where there are 37 sector skill councils and around 37. And all these curriculums have been designed with the help of industry input, including the assessment frameworks, and they have been kept at different levels. So it does not matter the age of the learner, but that level 1 can be done at even when the student is of 20 years, or it can also be done when the student is of, say, 15 years. So the level of skills will be depending on the completion of those relevant courses. And these 8, earlier there were 10 levels before the NEP 2020. And after this NHEQF and National Credit Framework was made, because the general education has 8 levels, the NSQF 10 levels were also changed into 8 levels. So now there are 8 levels of general education which are governed by NHEQF, and there are 8 levels of NSQF. These are mainly taken into vocational education training. But now when we are integrating the skill courses, we need to look into NSQF and try to make meaningful skill enhancement courses, is what I will say briefly. Rest the skill development part will be taken by the 2 experts in their modules. Next question comes is, we have been making the courses 1 credit, 2 credit, 4 credits, and so on. How much learning, how much should we put up in the syllabus to say, yeah, this is a 1 credit course, this is a 2 credit course, this is a 3 credit course? Did we do this exercise? Or what we do is normally, which I have observed, is we will take it from existing old curriculum, sit as a group. Oh, earlier it was 4 credits and now we are having 2 credits. Let us delete some part. And some will say, no, all of these are very important. Let us retain all of them. Credit and the volume of the curriculum, the content needs to be aligned properly. And can I get some inputs from all of you? How much is this 1 credit? What is the weightage in terms of number of hours that you are following? All of you have curriculums, isn't it? Not a new thing. Can I get some inputs? "14 hours, 4 theory, 3 theory plus 2 practicals. for 1 credit paper. Dr. Uday, just look at what you're telling. Is it for a 3 or 4 credit paper? Okay, what else? 2 hours week for 1 credit course. कुछ confusion है. Okay, let's try to clear this off. The document NCRF says it should be 30 notional learning hours. And that's why it said all the seniors should get oriented toward these documents, if not attend our programs. 30 notional learning hours. Now, how this 30 is coming? It is a multiplier of 15 because we have 15 weeks. And let us see, I have taken the screenshot from NCRF document. In general education, in order to align our timetables and workloads, how much time of this learning is being done inside the institution? Fine. So there are different type of courses. There are theory courses, there are practical, and now we have experiential learning also. So let us deal with this theory first. In a theory course, 1 credit has to be given 15 hours inside institutions. But how will the 30 learning, 30 notional, they are learning hours, and here we are now talking about teaching hours or inside the institution, that we have to understand. So in each theory class, so when you put one period of 1 hour, not 50 minutes, not 1.5 hours, otherwise this will be misbalanced. Okay. So after NEP, even after CBCS, we had changed to 1 hour class. This was because of the credit requirements. So when you put 1 hour every week, automatically 15 hours will be done. And these 15 hours are counting the learning which the student is doing inside the class. Right now, I am not talking about the pedagogy, but whatever is happening inside the class, the student is definitely learning new things. So 15 hours, yahan ho gaye. So 30 minus 15, what are we left for self-learning? 15 hours. So the theory requires self-learning, and that should be 15 hours. And now you look at your curriculums, multiply them with 2 or 3 or 4, depending upon the credits for a theory course. If you are taking extra classes for completing the so-called syllabus, it is not a perfectly aligned curriculum. Today also I am coming from NCERT. It is 8 months, a team of 20 plus. We are deliberating. Every time we are reducing the content because now more activities are being added. We have not finalized the learning outcomes. And in institutions, higher education, we just sit in half a day and complete the curriculum revision. It should be a regular activity. What you are really doing in the class, that feedback should be there to improve upon next year. So somehow you have completed in these 15 hours, but your student is requiring 30, 40, 50 hours, then also it is. Okay, these are the notes. I am not able to, I am giving you the notes. My work is done. That is not done. You have not ensured learning outcomes. So we need to look this into detail. Coming to practical part. Practical cannot be done at home. There is no self-learning. There should not be any homework given. I have seen many teachers, including biology, chemistry teacher, and the diagrams will be made by their sisters or brothers or parents. Dr. Shaini, you agree? So please, all the practical, whether they have to write the practical notebook or whatever they have to do, observation, calculation, discussion, viva, everything should be in those 30 hours. So in order to that 30 hours, you will put 2 hours per week because the practical will be requiring instruments, chemicals, biological specimens, softwares, language lab, whatnot. It cannot be done at home. Now it is a composition. Earlier, a paper was 4 credit, where 2 credits were practical. Now look at this interesting story. I think many of you can relate, those who are coming from the subjects where they have practicals. So earlier it was 4 credit course. We have to reduce the credit because skill and other things have come. बेचारे बच्चे के पास तो 24 घंटे है ना, you have to give him or her time, and they are important. So what is being done is the 4 credit paper goes to 3 credits. We want to retain everything in theory, so the 2 credit remains 2 credit, and practical from 2 credits we go to 1 credit. So earlier the experiment which used to have 4 hours to complete, it takes time. The same experiments are kept, but the time has been reduced to 2 hours. The framework is not wrong. We decided why we have not done 1 plus 2 if the same experiments have to be retained, and if we have done 2 plus 1, whatever experiments aligned to that theory should have been selected so that they are doable. They are doable in those hours. See, the 4 credit course, 5 hours, you try to break it into theory plus practical. So there will be 3 theory credit. That's why you're having 3 classes, and 1 credit of practical. That is why you're having 2 practical classes, Dr. Nagaraj. Now here also theory and practical should be aligned. Most of the time, teacher will put explaining the theory, because the practical which has been added, nothing is there in the theory part. This mismatch I even noticed, and we discussed at AICT level when I designed the outcome-based education template for book writing at AICT. So there has, and even in NCERT, we are looking, we will not add any practical which this theory is not explaining. Practical is the reinforcement. Whatever it is, the repetition of already learned concept, and observations are taken so that this particular theoretical concept is being validated. Now coming to experiential learning, these are the courses which were not earlier. And these will include field visits, industrial visits, and they carry lesser weightage, not because they are not important, but they are just an observation. They are not even performing. So the students have to give more time and earn lesser credit. So rather than 30 notional learning hours, the 30 notional learning hours are now completed in 40 to 45 hours. So when you sign MOA with the industry or design some field activity or industrial visits, try to align them so that it matches this requirement. It is not that arbitrarily will say, okay, in the summer holidays, the students are going here and I will give them 10 credits. It has to be really justified around these requirements. Next comes what should be inside these different courses and the curriculum framework that we have. So we have skill courses, we have values, we have abilities, we have core courses, the subject specific, some electives and all. But अंदर क्या डाला जाए? So the learning hours, that is in giving credits to these students, should be not simply the curricular areas where what we, most of us, are NEP, all of us rather. So the marks were given only for subject. They were debates, discussion, which were club activities. Not every student used to participate. There were periods like SUPW, some useful productive work where we had pickle mating, we had embroidery, we had some other activities, but we were never given marks. We were only given good, scope for improvement, excellent, but marks nahi mile hame. And now you look around you, so many MSMEs, so many big companies are around only those pickle making. So time to give credit to everything. Co-curricular as well as extracurricular activities. So co-curricular will be where the curricular areas are extending, and through experiential learning activity that is getting further established properly. Say, for example, for a physics teacher, if some sports integrated activity is there, like taking them to a volleyball court, and then the ball, how in different directions with different angles, that can be correlated with their formulas. So curricular and co-curricular will go hand in hand. So co-curricular will be integrated inside our courses. So we need to make place for them. That will also be taking time. Extracurricular will be music, dance, sports, yoga, these type of things. So some courses have to be coming around these as well, and the choice given, because not every student will be aligned to the same sports, not every student will be aligned to the same music. So you have to give them electives and option. So what are these components of learning hours? Apart from these routine things, experiential learning, we have to be integrating debate, discussion, essay, story writing, recitation, celebration of festivals, self-defense, whatever fits. Everything will not fit. Value education classes, career counseling classes, contests, competitions like hackathons, Olympiads, sports, games, physical activity, yoga, life skill based education, employment skill, basic operational skills, classes on morals, etiquettes. I am seeing we are putting NEP and then still we are calling these as additional class. Make one credit course or 2 credit course where you try to fit into all those different areas as well. I think no university has proceeded in that direction. Stop doing the clubs. If there is an environment club, integrate into your some of the curriculum. So look into all these things: constitutional values, environment sensitivity, social or community work, environment related, the teaching in the NGOs for adult education, environment related activities, gender sensitization. Not every student will be inclined to each, but give them variety. Vocational education, field visits, and internship are now essential part which you can frame in between, and learning and earning credit through SWAM. And this should not be done that we are removing these teachers and we are giving this online course. It should be done in a way that the teachers have to be now looking for more hands-on type of courses which will require face-to-face delivery, and what all those theoretical courses which can be given to these online courses, that type of change we have to be doing in our learning. So the idea is the holistic development of the learner, where simply academic access, which is gone by NHEQF, is not going to help, but skill, taking clue from NSQF and providing them opportunities for experiential learning inside every course, as well as full-fledged experiential learning with the help of internship and apprenticeship aligning with it. So we need to develop ourselves as skill enablers. This is the dimension where each one of you look at some nearby industry whenever you have time, or I will request those authorities, please send your teachers into preparing them. Just a minute, let me put the charger. So we have to be developing into skill enablers. And there will be a module on IKS as well, where critical thinking, creativity, ethics, leadership, sustainability, lifelong learning, and outcome-based education, the combination of knowledge, skills, and the values, they are all can be integrated with the help of Indian knowledge system. And we will have session on Indian knowledge system also, where you should get ideas as to how can it be integrated with theory, labs, projects, internship, field work, or community work. Some chemistry example: traditional metallurgy, green chemistry, physics examples with the astronomy, measurement, biology with Ayurveda, medicinal plant, fermentation, nutrition, engineering examples of water harvesting, the temple architecture, iron pillar can be taken in chemistry also, the sustainable materials which were there, and commerce management with the Chanakya Niti, ethical business. At least ethics part can be very well introduced with IKS, leadership, governance. In humanities also, the great epics we have, the Indian logic, culture and ethics, and sustainable development goals. All of these try to keep in mind when you are designing these activities. And the integration of skills in higher education can be done up to 50%. The student can be provided these opportunities, so you can convert all your add-on courses into skill enhancement courses. Those who want to have extra credits, they can earn. And those who are not in your institution, the other student also can earn these credits, and the certification can be given with this logo, Skill India, Kaushal Bharat, Kushal Bharat, and the credits have to be uploaded on Academic Bank of Credit with their unique APAR ID. So thus far, we have evolved the framework. We have discipline-specific core courses. But the framework is not telling you have to have this combination of practical. So you revisit into all these ability enhancement courses, generic elective courses, skill enhancement courses, value-added courses, add-on courses, and internship. But we need to integrate skill and experiential learning part into curriculum, teaching, learning, as well as assessment. So I will stop here, and we can discuss any questions. We are here, and then I'll continue this journey on how the COPO mapping, designing meaningful learning outcomes and taking it further. So over to Shruti for moderating
participants,
the
you can
questions.
kindly unmute yourself and ask questions if any. Ma'am is there to answer. If any queries, any comments you want to give. No questions.
See, how I will your students ask the question when, please, we have to be asking
any queries you want to ask?
So before my session, please come prepared with this NHEQF.
Madam,
Okay?
one question.
Yes, somebody's there.
Yeah, yes, sir, please.
One
Most
question with clarification. See, I am Professor Nagaraj from School of Legal Studies, Reva University.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
We have total 6 hours per week for the students for various courses. So every week we have been implemented 1 hour activity hour.
Okay.
In that activity hour, we take up some plans and assigned work for students, involvement and everything for whole semesters.
Okay.
Is it okay like this to go, or
No, it
anything?
is okay. See, Nagaraj sir, what I will like to comment is there are two ways, and this we deliberated why I am saying confidently, because I have interacted at AICT level. So when we talk about the graduate attributes, whether it is communication skills or it is ethics or it is about the project and teamwork and other things, fine. So there are two approaches, and especially I will like to take example of communication and environmental part. One is in the framework, we keep these as discrete elements. That, okay, there will be one activity paper which you are trying to touch through experiential learning. One, we will have compulsory communication skill paper, which was introduced when we went into LOCF model. One is the environmental studies paper, which we introduced after the Supreme Court ruling.
Yes, madam.
But my humble submission is, are these sufficient? I am not undermining their individual role.
Yeah.
As a language teacher, it is my duty to prepare the communication skill of the students.
Yeah.
But can it be carried down in a small sprinkled way? Why not a chemistry teacher, by giving a project activity, tell the students to come and present? And improve upon the digital as well as the communication skill as well as the group or team effort is what my take is. And that is what we had added in the AICTE template of book writing, that all these should be integrated as far as possible in every subject. And that's the same thing, you just wait for class 11th and 12th book coming up. We are adding Indian knowledge system in every, we are analyzing that, okay, what from IKS can be added? What from the digital skill? As a chemistry student, they should know the 3D orientation. So can there be some softwares which they can use? Now, where will you add this small part everywhere? So it has to be seen in all the, because the soft skills are neglected. I recall my own journey of formal education. I did my PhD in flying colors. Till that, fine. I was a very rigorous student, never was exposed to sports, never got interested in music, never took part into debate discussions. And when I was in my first class in front of 50-55 students, I was really nervous. I was never brought near the board by my teachers. I was not prepared into these generic learning abilities, which I struggled throughout. And then, now, so we expect the students will be giving 40-50 interviews, failing, and ultimately sometime they will be, we need to prepare them right in their schooling as well as grade. So that's why integration of everything. So I hope, Nagraj sir,
Yes,
it makes sense, and we'll try doing that. Thank you.
Yes,
thank you for your inputs. Thank you. Anyone else?
Any other questions?
Any other,
Queries?
remarks, observations?
Comments?
You're all. Or otherwise, I think it's the first day, Shruti. I think we should take a leave. Everyone should be waiting for going
Should I
into kitchen.
close now? So I, on behalf of everyone present here, extend my sincere thanks to Professor Vimal Rao ma'am for giving such an enlightening and engaging session today. Ma'am, your insights on classroom teaching, skill-based education, and restructuring of the overall credit framework are very valuable. This session is very informative, and ma'am has comprehensively covered various facets in a span of nearly 1 hour, I should say. Thank you, ma'am, once again from all the participants over here. So I am just sharing the feedback link in the chat.
Please don't miss the feedback link. Yeah. And meanwhile, let me say thanks to each and everyone. And please eat healthy dinner with your family or friends, wherever you are. And don't forget to take your smile inside your classroom. That's a very important thing to carry, because otherwise your students will fear asking you question, and that should not happen. So Kanda ji, you agree? We heard a good music coming from Sukanta ji, and thanks to everyone. So see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Namaskar. Thank you.
Please fill the feedback form before leaving, all of you. Thank you so much for today. Now you can leave.